What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to get right into this story today. Yet another Wayne County public school has proved inefficient in handling matters where an alleged assault, more specifically an S assault, has occurred on a minor on several occasions. A female student from 14 to 15 years old and her mother has filed several complaints detailing this incident that happened at the Wayne School of Technical Arts. Now, honestly, this is my first time hearing about this school. If you don't know where this school is located, it is located on the grounds of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. Now, the school was opening, I think, in 2022, so it is fairly new. And most importantly, this school is not relegated to the children of military dependents. Anyone in Wayne County can go to this school. However, the man that you see on the caption is none other than the principal, Mr. Joshua Mallory, who was the principal during these incidents. And Mr. Mallory, along with his staff and even the juvenile justice system, has failed to provide justice or even address these incidents that happened all the way from October of last year to recently, most currently. And I'm going to go over the incidents that happened that caused these complaints to be filed. I'm also going to read you the handwriting complaints that were sent to me by the mother of this child. Now, the 14-year-old child was attending this school from August of last year until most recently, probably last week. Her mother said that she had to remove her from the school because they have yet to address these issues that I'm going to tell you about. Now, the first incident happened in October of last year. Now, this particular incident, it was related to me that the students were waiting for dismissal. Now, when you're waiting for dismissal, evidently in this school and probably a lot of other schools, teachers are out in the hallway. They're ready to monitor the halls and make sure the children are not too rowdy leaving the school campus. So at this particular time, the student was in the class with a whole lot of other students. Everybody was waiting. Now, it was relayed to me that at this point, and I'm going to use student A because the offender is also a minor, says student A approached the young lady who was sitting on the table talking to some friends. He began forcing himself on her and being aggressive. And this individual student actually had a boyfriend who saw what took place, and he came over and stopped the guy and told him he was being weird. You know how the young people talk these days. And he actually thwarted the assault. Now, this is a report that the young lady wrote to the guidance counselor concerning this particular event. She said that he grabbed my right thigh twice and attempted to pin me down to the table multiple times yesterday at dismissal and Miss says Vic's history class. Now, and that was written on 10/18/23. Now, this individual student ended up writing 5 separate reports detailing these incidents. And also her mother, of course, emailed the principal at this time. And the principal, said that he could not do anything about these incidents because it was just a case of he say, she say. And he said because the teachers were in the hallway and no adult saw it, then he couldn't trust pretty much the words of the students. But this, and the individual young lady said that this happened 5 more times with this particular student. Also, what's most alarming is this particular student, alleged by the child or her mother, did this to other young girls in the school. I'm actually going to read that part of the complaint to you. So, nevertheless, nothing was done after 5 particular incidents of this nature by the principal, Joshua Mallory. Now, the second incident, I guess this was the straw that broke the camel's back. A second student, once again, touched the young lady inappropriately. He also told her via note that he had another personality that really didn't like her and wanted to hurt her. But if she would help him out, then the other personality would leave her alone. Now, what do I mean by help him out? She said that, there was another student alleged that was talking about this young man, and he wanted to know what was being said. Now, the young lady said that, okay, I haven't heard anything about it. Nobody's talking about you, but yet and still, he persisted to sort of threaten the young lady. And then there was another student, student C. Student C told the young lady, the victim, to keep her mouth shut, or she was going to get what's coming to her. Now, on this particular day, I think the young lady texted her mother and let her know what was going on, and then she went and met with the principal, Mr. Joshua Mallory, and the counselor. And it was in this particular meeting that the principal informed the mother that, I just don't know what to do. This particular group of 9th graders are out of hand, and we just don't know what to do with them. And what's most alarming is what happened next. Now, this statement was made allegedly by the counselor, Miss Krista Coates. Miss Krista Coates told the young 15-year-old at the time now, she said that the incident was all her fault. And she needs to know, or she needs to find coping skills to see how that she can prevent herself from getting in these situations in the future. Because it seems that she is the one, the victim, the 15-year-old is the one that keeps getting herself in these situations. Which I think is very, very alarming and also out of line. That's almost like when a female victim gets all worded and someone would come and say, well, what type of clothes were you wearing? What time did you go over his house? Or, how many drinks you had? Almost placing the blame on the victim, which is very, very sinister and irresponsible. And so this, of course, had the mother alarmed as well. So I think after some consulting, someone told her to go to base investigations. And from my understanding, base investigations told her that they don't have any jurisdiction over it because, none of the students are military dependents, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever the reason was, base investigations told her to go to the police. Now, this is where it gets tricky at. So she goes to the police, and the police, they begin to take a report, and she informed me that the police were very helpful, but because it was a juvenile situation, then they referred her to the juvenile justice department. Now, She said she met with the guy, and that guy's name is Mr. Nelson Wilson, and I'm going to tell you why he is important. She said that the conversation was going well. They were all gung ho about helping her and her daughter. They were making progress. But it was only when the mother mentioned who the principal was who failed to act in this matter, Mr. Let me say Joshua Mallory. She said when she mentioned that's who the principal was, then the conversation took a turn and the investigation took a turn for the worse. She said that this man, Mr. Nelson Wilson, said, pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, but in paraphrasing terms, he said allegedly, yeah, that's my homeboy. I went to college with him. And after that fact was known, the mother alerts me that, everything came to a halt. And she said that this meeting happened on or about 2 weeks ago. And she had not yet heard anything from Mr. Wilson, who said that he would get back in touch with her. Nevertheless, she said that she called him yesterday. And when she talked to him yesterday, allegedly he said that, well, the school is not going to help us out with this. So I don't think it's anything I could do. Right? Now, if you are in search of juvenile justice, or if you're in a position where you're supposed to be getting juvenile justice, you shouldn't ask the school to help you out with. You should almost demand the school help you out. And of course, we know that since this principal, Mr. Joshua Mallory, is his buddy, then of course it could be both ways. Okay, I'm not going to give you the information, and you tell her that we won't give you the information, or the guy says, look, I'm not even going to look for any information. I'm not even going to do you like that, my brother. That's what I mean about a lot of these people in these positions are only looking out for themselves or their friends, or even the overall reputation of the school system. We've seen this in the Wayne County Public Schools. And mind you, let me remind you again, this is a Wayne County public school. Many people don't know that. And actually, I had just heard of this when the lady called me. But it is the Wayne School of Technical Arts. You can look it up on the Wayne County Public Schools website, .org. So, when this lady once again said that she couldn't get any recourse, of course she reached out to me, and I promised her that I will bring some light to this situation. But I also told her, because this is a Wayne County Public School situation, to call the school board, superintendent's office, which she did. And of course, she has not had a response from them. I think she said she talked to or left a message for the liaison. And when they say that, I automatically think of Mr. Ken Dirksen. And so she has yet to have a response from them. But it seems very nefarious that the juvenile justice person, Mr. Nelson Wilson, was all gung-ho about it till he heard that his best friend, or his buddy, his college buddy, maybe even pledged sorority with the brother, is the principal in question, who has failed to act, and tells the mother, well, I don't know what to do, and allows his subordinate to say, well, it's all your fault. You got to find out how not to get yourself in these situations. Now, mind you, this happened over 5 times with this young lady. And I'm going to read a couple of the complaints that was filed. Also, the mother said that when she tried to get the complaints to show to the police and the base investigations, the counselor, I think Ms. Coates, would not give her the complaints. And of course, we probably know why, because they are trying to protect themselves. And as we see with Joshua Mallory, and Nelson Wilson else evidently one hand washes the other. Now this is I think the complaint about the young man, the second victim, threatening her and wanting to know, um, about certain things. But this says last Monday, student B handed me a note talking about having multiple personality disorder and how he doesn't hate me and how that's just his other personality. Now, keep in mind, this is written by a 14-year-old. Along with that, in the note, he states how he wants to be friends with benefits. Now, everybody knows what friends with benefits is. And he grabs my left thigh and he grabbed my leg so hard that it left marks on my leg. I scooted over and he moved closer, but class ended right after. The next day, he asked me if I had been talking about him behind his back, and I didn't answer. So he said that something bad would happen if I didn't tell him. I told him that his name had been brought up, but nothing bad about him was said. He told another student that I had been talking about her behind her back. Now, this is kind of getting into the he said, she said, but it's all relevant. And she told me that she believed what he said. Another student followed me to the bathroom on Friday, recording the fact that I said that I only said that she said only good things about him. And I told her about how he said he'd hurt me if I didn't tell him. And she stormed off and told another student. And now she's giving me death stares in the hallway. And this morning in Miss Anderson class, she looks at another student, says that I've been telling people that I've been saying that another person threatened me to everyone and I haven't shut up. Then tells me you need to shut your mouth or you're going to get what you deserve. Now that complaint right there is a lot of he say, she say. And I have to admit, however, that does not exclude the fact that this young child admitted and to being assaulted, touched inappropriately, and things like that, grabbed on her thigh, and other ways that she didn't want to be grabbed. And this is the incident described by the mother of the first incident. She said on 10/18, my child was in first period gym classroom, sitting down, waiting to go outside, waiting to play basketball with the entire class. My daughter got up to talk with friends. Everyone was standing up except for student A. My daughter sat down next to student A, and then student B came over and touched my daughter's right thigh with the thumb inside of the thigh. This occurred twice. In between occurrences, student B just moved his position slightly. In between the occurrences, my daughter's boyfriend said to student B, "Hey, dude, stop." But he kept doing it. And then she goes on to say about the dismissal incident in Miss Vick's history class. The students are allowed to get up and talk with friends. My daughter sat next to, I think, her boyfriend on the desk, and student B again walked up to where they were sitting, and the guy said something like, "No, you have to lean back," and he pushed the daughter on both shoulders to move back, and then the guy stepped in and said, "Hey, dude, that's weird." And then the student B pushed the daughter again, this time holding onto her shoulder 7 to 10 seconds, in which the boyfriend did not see this time. And the student was smiling the whole time. He told her not to move. And they never said anything about this. And then she goes on to say, tell about other incidents. Bottom line, with this situation, here at Wayne Technical School of the Arts, it is obvious that there have been several complaints of as assault, or even if you just want to say assault, whatever the case may be. And I think that it is very irresponsible for both the principal Mallory, uh, the counselor Miss Coates, and even the juvenile justice guy to just totally dismiss this as a he say she say incident, but also totally ignore this because of some type of social or professional or organizational relationship. And that is the problem we see along all of these lines. Once again, where one hand continuously watches the other, and then we have students continuously suffering. You'll be surprised at how many calls I get where um, there's just a total neglect of finding out or putting the children's safety and welfare first. So, what do you guys think about this comments? Once again, this is my first time even hearing about this school, and because it's fairly new, there is probably a learning curve or process that they have to try to learn. But none of this is never acceptable, especially when you're talking about some of the accusations that have been levied against these students. So 919-587-7782. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, or you can call me direct if you have any other information regarding this or any other incident. Then please feel free to reach out. Peace and blessings.